the city of impossible rules, the laws of chaos. This is a story about the awake explorer whose 23rd awakening adventure begins when he enters a mountain town governed by rules so contradictory that nobody can possibly succeed. As he tries to make sense of them, he discovers how easily a mind can become trapped by laws it never thought to question. The awake explorer reached the town just before noon. A sign at the entrance read, "Welcome to Harmony Heights." Beneath it was another sign, "Rule 1, you must never make a mistake." He smiled, ambitious. 10 steps later came another. "Rule 2, if someone else makes a mistake, you must remember it." He stopped. That seems less harmonious. At the hotel, the clerk handed him a key. "Room 14. "Thank you." The clerk pointed to a notice on the wall. "Rule 3, if you're unhappy, someone else caused it." The explorer read it twice. "Is that official?" "Very." "And what if nobody caused it?" The clerk looked alarmed. "Someone always does." Upstairs, his room overlooked the mountains. Beautiful view. Then he noticed another framed rule beside the bed. "Rule 4, what one person gains, another must lose." The explorer laughed. "This town needs better tourism marketing." He went outside. At a cafe, 2 men were arguing over a table. "I got here first, but I need it more. If you get it, I lose." The explorer looked around. 3 empty tables sat nearby. Neither man noticed. His phone buzzed. Course correction. A rule can feel true simply because you have practiced believing it. He looked at the screen, then at the town. That afternoon, he began collecting rules. Rule 5, attack before you're attacked. Rule 6, if you forgive, you lose. Rule 7, difference means conflict. Rule 8, peace requires someone to be wrong. Everywhere he went, people obeyed them. A shopkeeper refused to admit he had given the wrong change. A couple argued over whose memory of a conversation was correct. A woman avoided speaking to her neighbor because apologizing would make her the guilty one. The strangest part was that no one seemed happy, yet everyone defended the rules. At sunset, the explorer reached the town square. In the center stood a large stone monument. "The laws keep us safe." An elderly man sat nearby feeding birds. The explorer pointed toward the monument. Duthan shrugged. "We've always had them." "That isn't what I asked." The man smiled. "No." The explorer sat beside him. "Why doesn't anyone question them?" The man scattered more seed. "Because if the rules are wrong, people would have to reconsider a great many conclusions." The explorer looked around the square. He understood. The rules did not merely organize behavior. They protected a whole way of seeing. If unhappiness was always caused by someone else, blame made sense. If one person's gain required another's loss, competition made sense. If forgiveness meant defeat, grievance made sense. If difference meant conflict, defense made sense. The rules supported one another. A complete system. A very miserable one. The explorer thought about his own private laws. If someone ignores me, I am not important. If plans fail, the day is ruined. If I am criticized, I must defend myself. If I give too much, I will lose. If I am wrong, I am diminished. No signs had ever announced those rules, but he had obeyed them anyway. The next morning he found a small chalkboard outside the cafe. Someone had written, "Today's rule, don't let anyone take advantage of you." The explorer picked up the chalk. Below it, he wrote, "Question, what if peace does not require an enemy?" A woman walking past stopped. "You can't write that. Why?" "It contradicts the rules." That's the idea. Soon several people gathered. One man frowned. "If nobody is wrong, how do we know who wins?" The explorer looked at the empty tables. Maybe not every situation needs a winner. Silence. Someone laughed nervously. Another person erased the word rule and replaced it with question. By noon, the board was full. What if forgiveness is not losing? What if another person's happiness does not diminish mine? What if disagreement does not require attack? What if I can be mistaken without becoming worthless? Nothing dramatic happened. The stone monument remained. The old signs remained. The town did not transform overnight. But one thing had changed. The laws were no longer invisible. Before leaving, the explorer walked past the entrance sign again. Rule 1, you must never make a mistake. He looked at it and smiled. "I probably will." Then he continued down the mountain road. The rules had seemed powerful while they went unquestioned. Once examined, they began to look less like laws and more like choices.